Welcome back to part 2 of the washer. So we took it apart. We had a whole bunch of crud in here, at least 2 inches of crud. This canister was completely stopped up. A tip for this canister, guys, is you put water in this tub, extremely hot water. You want to get it above the canister level. Once it's above the canister level, what I did was I took an air compressor and I blew air down into this canister, which caused the water to create kind of a cyclonic effect. And it washed a big part of that stuff off of the walls of it, and it flushed it out. So there's still a little bit of stuff there kind of stuck, but you can see that the canister itself is clean. There's no gunk blocking the airways up. So I'm pretty confident, as bad as what this looked like, that that was the problem. So we're going to put it back together, and we're going to see how she works. So the first thing we need, get all this stuff out of the way here, is we got to put the tub back in it. Here's the tub. And we've got this piece right here that just sits down on there ever so nicely. And then we take the tub and we set it down on here, just like that. Now, there is a wing nut on top of this thing, and they sell a special spanner wrench for this nut. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's no sense in paying $20, $30 for a wrench that you're probably only going to use once. So I'm going to explain to you how I got this off of here. We're going to get her started back. Just like that. Now, pipe wrench. Cheap, you probably got one laying around your house. Plumber's tool of choice. You grab that thing, and another tip that I'm going to give you is after you get this nut off, if there's a whole bunch of crud down in here like there was on this one, you may have a hard time pulling the drum off. The way you do that is you just take a small hammer and you just tap all the way around the sides of the drum. And then after you do that, you'll hold the side of the drum like this, and you'll just gently tap this until the drum releases. That's the best way I found to get it off of there, and it works pretty good. Didn't tear anything up. Now keep in mind this thing was on here pretty tight, so I had to actually take old Sledgy here and just kind of tap her around. Just tap on the back of the pipe wrench to work it around so it doesn't come off. Next we'll be putting the agitator back in. Maybe. Just like that. And our bolt goes right down here in the center. Our bolt falls right out of our thing. And then we start to thread her in there, just like that. And then when it gets close to getting tight, Well, there are a ratchet on it. And you have to hold this bottom piece down here. Now, it's not on extremely tight. That right there should do it. And then we have a cap that fits down on here. This cap right here just goes backwards, like everything else, upside down. And just snaps in place there, just like that. And the top cap. And you have your agitator back on. Now, make sure you go back and you put this hose back on here, because if the hose isn't on, it's obviously not going to work. So there's that. Now that we have the tub back in, we can put the ring back on it. This little bad boy right here. Let's see here.
That's very good.
You just got to work it around. There's a lip here that it has to go into. That's not the way it goes on. This goes to the front. This goes right there to the front. So, just so everybody knows, this little thing here goes to where your softener dispenser is at. Wasn't really paying much attention to that. I'll put it on backwards. Wouldn't be good. Wouldn't work properly. Don't use softener anyways, but if I did, the softener wouldn't go where it's supposed to. It would just drain out from underneath the washer. So now we've got the tub bag on. Take a rag right here. See, don't that look so much better clean? It's not perfect, but it's definitely an improvement. So now we have the tub back on. Now we put the water flow piece on. Maybe. Okay, that's what your water comes out of. Alright, that looks pretty. Now we can put the case back on it. Just, there's a little lip on the front. Just want to line everything up underneath the washer there. That's not going to work. Alright. Make sure that this is below the water. There we go. Like that. What do we got going on here? Oh, we're on the agitator. Okay. Now, reset this thing here. Okay. Make sure this side's still below the water there. There we go. There's one side. Then we put a clip in. I attempt to put a clip in. Guess we gotta get the other side fixed up before we put the clips in. Oh. Figure out why this thing's all around the screen up for. I'll see that. clip in it here by some odd chance. Got that clip in it. Okay. Here we go. Alright. Now, we get our control panel. Hook everything back up on our control panel. We have a, you remember we have a ground screw here. We want to put that back down. Things won't work right if we don't. And we've got our lid switch right here. Always helps if you put it in the right way. And then once again, don't forget to hook the hose back up. Would not be good. And we have a couple little things here. Just slide it in those grooves and push them back. Then we take our little screws. ahead and put that on there correctly. Good. There we go. Now it's on there correctly. And we'll screw that back in. We'll screw this other side back in. Maybe. There we go. Get that side back in. And then we have our 2 screws here at the bottom. On the other side. As soon as I can get those here hooks. That's that. Ah. And we grab the power cord. Hook it back up to the electric. Eventually. And let's see, we'll go ahead and grab a dolly and move her back here out fast. I don't weigh enough for this. Ow. something back there.
You're so cut.
Okay. I'm gonna wiggle it around here a little bit.
That's fine.
Okay. We'll stick her on extra heavier there and see if the water stops. Maybe we'll put that on warm. It seems to throw more water out there that way. It'll have to fill up the pump and everything else since we cleaned everything out. So it may take a minute. Oh yeah, we're starting to fill up now. Go ahead and shut that down because I don't want the water to kick off because the lid's up there. See, it looks so much nicer now. But you can't expect much after, oh, I'd say this thing's probably at least 13, 14 years old. It's reached the end of its life cycle, but we're going to try to make it last a little bit longer. Because I don't feel like going and buying another washing machine right now. See where we're at here. Whew. 20 minutes for the washing machine to fill up. It's a wonder you get any clothes washed with this thing here. Pretty funny. To be honest with you, this thing had so much grit in it, I don't see how it was washing anything. A lot of stuff. So just another tip for you guys. If your washer's over 5 years old, it's probably got a bunch of crud in the bottom of it. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. One of these days, as I post more videos, I'll figure out how to fast forward this slowness stuff. Well, we're getting there. See if it cuts off one small. Oh, it cut off one small. We want it to fill up some more though. That's a promising sign though, folks. If it cut off on the small, it should cut off on the super. So let's go over the steps to fixing a washing machine that has a water overflow problem. You have to take the thing apart. You take the top off, this piece right here, 4 screws. You pop those little latches, and every washer's set up similarly. There may be, you know, screws in a different place, but there's usually 4 screws on this piece, 2 latches that hold the case on. Once you pop them latches and unhook the wiring harness, you just pull the case forward and pull it off. There's the switch, a line, or a hose, and then there's that container down on the tub. So you check the hose to make sure that one, it's not stopped up, it gets air through it. You cover the hole at the end of the hose and either use compressed air or just blow through it, it'll be fine. And see if you hear any air leaking. That would tell you if there's a hole in the hose. After you do that and verify that the line is good, you hook it back up to the switch. You blow through it either with compressed air or with your mouth. It doesn't matter. Listen for a click. If you hear a click, the switch is good. If those 2 things check out, don't forget to check the little plastic cylinder that the hose attaches to on the side of the tub. Because if that is clogged up, no air will go to that switch, which in turn, the switch will not shut the water off. Look at there. Look at there. It shut itself off. We no longer have a puddle of water on the floor. We're back in business. And that is how you fix an overflowing tub on a washing machine. Please like and subscribe to my page for more.